Love, this for all my boss days. Go through your boss days. Loving how you boss, babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believe in what you're doing and pursuing love. This for all my boss days. Go through your boss days.
What's up, Boss Fam? It's your boy DJ The Boss, and I am back with another Tuesday Live. We in this piece, man. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate everybody. You guys are all my favorite people in the world, the realest cleaning business community on the internet. Love you guys so much. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat already. Becca, one of the big channel members. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for being one of the supporters of the channel. Let's see who else is in here. Where's my chat? Here we go. We got Action Clips in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. The rest of y'all, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button for your boy. This is one of the most valuable things I do on my channel is these Tuesday live streams with my cleaning business community where you guys can ask me questions in real time, get my thoughts on things. I'm not up here to pretend like I'm like the know-it-all of everything in the cleaning business, but I have some experience, and I'm here to share that with you guys and share what I would do in certain situations and my take on these business issues that we all have to deal with in the cleaning industry. So if you got questions, I go in order in the chat, so get them in the chat, and I will get to it. Yeah, everybody in here. Jenny on the spot is in the building. We got superstars in the chat today. I'm loving it already, man. We got good energy, good vibes. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy. I need it. Hit that like button. We got a few people in here. The number of likes should match the number of people in the chat. So let's get it. Let me fix my computer here for a second. Y'all give me an audio check. Y'all know we've been struggling with the audio. I've been trying some different things, so let me know if you guys can hear me. Do we still have that weird echo situation going on? Yeah, let me know. We got to get the audio check. We'll get into I'll talk about some things, and then we'll get into some questions. So, yeah, make sure, give me an audio check real quick. Also, feel free to hop in the chat if you're new here, if you've never been on the live, if it's your first time, even if you don't have a question, tap in and let me know where you're from. We got people from all over the world tapping into these lives, so let me know where you guys are. I love seeing all the different places where people are from, and it helps me learn about different markets and what's going on in these different areas of the world. And yeah, it keeps me sharp. I love it. And also, represent your area, represent your hood. Let's see. Rebecca, we already know Becca's from Galveston County, Texas in the building. Everything's bigger and better out there. Whoa, see, is that Germany? Germany like a city in a larger state in America, or like Germany like the country Germany? 'Cause that's wild. Shout out to everybody overseas. Shout out to Germany, man. That's dope. That's absolutely crazy. Never did I think this channel would get to a point where every live we have people from all over the world. That's absolutely wild to me. So thank you guys for being the realest cleaning business community on the internet. Let's get right into it, man. I don't want to waste you guys' time. I want to hold you guys. I don't want to hold anything back. I wanted to talk about funding today, and it may not be what you are expecting, of course. As you know, most of the things that I talk about on this channel are all the tough way through things, the actual building blocks to building a real business. So I've never found a easy quick fix for anything in business. So that's something that you rarely get from me or this channel at all, is because I don't know any quick fixes. It's not what I sell here. It's not what I offer here. What I do offer is my experience and the things that I know work, tried and true things, and things that I've been looking into for the length of my career. And while I do know there is funding out there for cleaning businesses, make no mistake about that. There's things that, if that's the route that you want to take, then by all means, I'm not going to tell you not to. I feel like you should be trying to do as much as you can in your cleaning business. And if getting funding is one of the business activities that you want to have in your business, that's not a bad thing. I'm not. So don't get me wrong. Nothing I say here is shitting on trying to get funding whatsoever. I actually want to try my best to start off talking about good ways and better ways to approach getting funding than the way that most people are thinking is just I want someone to invest in my company, and that is a weird, that's where things get weird. But in general, there are ways where you can get some capital into your business and not put yourself at risk of going out of business or being at risk of falling victim to any of these very predatory lending services and factoring companies and invoice factoring applications and softwares and things like that. I really don't want you guys to fall victim to that stuff, because I've made those mistakes before, and it cost me a lot of money and slowed down the growth of my business a lot. So I really don't want you guys to make that mistake. And a lot of people are looking for funding. I see someone every day saying, how do I get a loan? I need a loan. Or how do I get someone to invest in my business? Or where do I get capital from? And yeah, there are some ways where you can get capital. I mean, you can look for investors. You can shop around for angel investors and things like that. But here's something I want you to think about. How much money have you invested into your business? Those of you who are looking for someone to come and invest in you and invest in your company, and you haven't invested any money whatsoever in your company, especially those of you who are working full-time jobs and trying to do this business on the side, I understand that, yeah, you're trying to bring in extra money, not spend it. But if you're working a full-time job and that's your source of income, you should be living within that budget, first of all, and having room to either save or invest on the side. So obviously you guys know how I handle finances. You save first to the point that I say to save, and then you start investing. And that investing doesn't mean going and buy stocks and putting it into other people's company. Put it into your company. That disposable income, or that money that you're using to invest from your full-time income that's not your cleaning business, that should go to your business. That's a business you control, and you get to decide how that business is run. In my opinion, much better that than you putting it into someone else's business and letting them do what they want with it. Why not put it into a business that you own and you control the outcome of? You control all the inputs and outputs of. So if you have a full-time job and if you have whatever your savings rate or investment rate is, that should be going into your cleaning business. So that's the first place. It's self-funding. So if you have a job, you should be self-funding your cleaning business. So yes, your cleaning business should be trying to make money, but all those extra things that your cleaning business can't afford or that you don't have enough profit for, you should be putting that extra money into your business so you can still do some marketing efforts or have extra hours for an employee to whatever, or better software. Those are things that you should be putting into your business, and all that extra money in the beginning should be going back into your business, because the more money that you have in your business, the better for your business, better for the health of your business. The less risk, the less likely you are to go out of business, less at risk you are of going out of business, which is the name of the game. Don't go out of business. But there are local programs, grants, and things like that. So you can have someone, like I have family members who make a living of just grant writing. You can go and apply for these grants or write grant proposals, or and there's a list of grants to help small businesses. You can do your research, see if you match. I'm sure most of you probably match several of the criteria for these grants, and some of them are competitive, but a lot of them go unused or go unassigned because the people just don't know they exist. But you have to go and look for them. These things aren't just everybody would do it if they were just out front and center. But your local SBA and those that's a good place to start to look for those grants, and you can spend. It can be someone's entire job. Just like I said, I have family members that make it that's their career, is to go for a specific for one company. They go and they apply for grants day in and day out, and they get funding into they're nonprofits, but that's kind of one of the ways they generate revenue in nonprofits. But you can also do that in your cleaning businesses, is spend time applying for those grants, applying for funding. Now, to people who have, if you're in a spot where you have okay credit, you got good credit, you can probably get a business loan, like with personally guaranteed, which means it's going to be tied to your personal credit and is not necessarily strictly based on your business. But you probably can go in and be approved for a business loan. I definitely do not recommend starting a business off with debt. That really makes absolutely zero sense to me. I am very big on not getting loans, but I mean, if it's your prerogative, it's your life, it's your money, it's your business, I'm not going to tell you what not to do. But if you are in a place where you're blessed to have decent credit, that is an option for you if you want to start off with some capital. But that does put pressure on you and your business, because now you have that payment, that loan repayment to make every month. It's not free, and that costs you money. So be aware of that, and that changes the dynamic of how you can approach things, because now you have to make that payment every month. You have to pay that loan back. And that's not the worst thing in the world, but it just puts some pressure, and that's that percentage or whatever you're paying for that loan usually eats up a good bit of the profit that you would have made had you just tried to make the money on your own. Especially once you realize with the money that you could have built all these systems within your company yourself for free, and now that you're paying for them or paying for the advertising, you've learned and you've used that money to learn how to generate revenue in your business. You'll realize that you wasted a lot of that money, because you could have built those systems yourself. You could have learned those skills for free, and scaled up with the money that you had. But you're gonna pay. If you don't have time, you don't have time, you have money. If you have money and you don't have time, then you have to use that money in order to either create more time or get things done for you. But yeah, getting that money doesn't necessarily mean that business is just gonna go great, because you don't know. You already don't know how to make money because you're looking for a loan. Like, that's very obvious. You don't know how to acquire a large sum of money because you're looking for a loan for a large sum of money. So when you get the large sum of money, how are you going to know how to turn that into more money? Like, that's flawed thinking. If you're in a place where your business is already growing and you have your numbers dialed in, you understand your customer acquisition costs, then cool. If you want to take on some debt and because you see a path where it can be gasoline on the fire, and it can allow you to move faster, then that's a good thing to do. That's where you want funding. That's where you want capital. That's when you want cash infusions in your business, is when you're already in an upward trajectory, and putting more capital in the business just makes you move faster, allow you to do more things. You never wanted to take on debt or take on a loan or even receive capital in a time where you're trying to use that money to create more money. It should only be an accelerant. It should never be something that you're just using because you shouldn't need it. That's one of the main reasons why people who don't have good credit, there's not a lot of funding options out there for you. And there are some, like I said, there are those predatory like lending services and invoice factoring companies that will give you, however much you have in invoices as a loan, up front. But those repayment options are usually like daily repayment or weekly repayments, and that can really put you in a tough spot, and they make it extremely difficult. But that's the reason why there aren't a lot of funding options, because you've already proven that, hey, you're not good with money. Why would anybody give you some just because you have a good business idea, you think someone's going to give you a bunch of money? Like, that's not how it works. You have to prove your idea, prove your concept, have a proven track record. Those are the people. The only people who get loans are people who don't need them. That's pretty much it. And it sucks to say, but you don't want it. You don't want it anyway. You want to be able to create money. You want to be able to make money for yourself. People who say it takes money to make money really just don't know how to make money. And that, case in point. But as far as funding, grants, apply for grants, self-fund your business through your own job, or work a part-time job or work a full-time job and invest that money into your business. Your own business's revenue, you should be saving and reinvesting that money into your business. But that's how you fund your business. It's self-funding. That's and that's the best thing. I think that's the best thing for you, is self-funding your business. All that other stuff is going to get you in trouble, and it's unnecessarily risky. Let's see who else is in the chat. Let's see what's in the chat. Oh, dope. The audio's good. See, Stuttgart, Germany. Okay, we got a bunch of Germany in the building. That's crazy. Shout out to Germany. Big shout out to Germany. I'm going to have to tap in with you guys and see what's going on over there in Germany, so you guys can teach me a little bit more about what's going on over there. But let's see. Oh, Leonard Evans says, that's how Tenacity lost their first business. She has a video on that, predatory sharp loans. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I've fallen victim to those before, like where I'm like trying to figure out, I'm fighting these Net30 accounts and trying to battle with how am I going to pay my employees, and I'm like, I know this money is coming. I got them on contract. They have to pay me. I just don't know when or how long. And so you're looking for a way to pay your employees and cover your expenses until that money comes, and you're pretty much willing to take any terms that someone will give you if they'll give you some money. And those people find you in that vulnerable state of your business, and yeah, and then then they got you as soon as you say yes, they got you. And it really sucks, like, 'cause they know the math, and so they're gonna get their money back, and it's gonna be really difficult for you to even use the money to operate the business, because they're really, really aggressive as far as like the percentage rates that they charge you for the money, and the repayment terms are never really favorable or anything that's gonna work well for you. So yeah, it can be really, really dangerous. And it got to a point where I was like, man, I don't see a way out of this, and I'm like stuck having to keep taking the stupid loans just to be able to make the next the next payment cycle. And yeah, you can really hurt your business like that. Yeah, and if had I not caught it early, had I not caught it as early as I did, I very well could have also lost the business that way. But that's my spiel, man. Don't start a business on debt. It doesn't take money to make money. It takes effort to make money. It takes you selling to make money. It takes business to make money, not money itself. Yes, once you get money, or if you have money, you should be investing in your business, because it can definitely aid you. And you should be investing in yourself. That's another reason why a lot of people just don't choose not to do business with you, is because look at your business. How does your business look to them? Does it look like anybody put any money into it? Does it look like anyone's invested in it? Like, because if you don't look like you're invested in it, then I'm damn sure not about to invest in you. If you don't look like you're investing in yourself, if you're not spending any money on you, why would I? That's crazy. Put your own money up. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money behind your efforts. Bet on yourself. You should believe the most. You should be willing to put up more money than anyone who's willing to invest. Every extra dollar I put into my business because I believed in what I was doing. So any amount of money that I came in, I was willing to put it into. That's not smart either. But that I'm obviously on the extreme of that. But every dollar I got, if it wasn't going to my direct living expenses, anything beyond that went right back into my business, because I believed in what I was doing. I was willing to take that bet, and you have to be willing to invest in yourself. So it's worth. Also, I wanted to talk about this as well. A lot of you guys have a bunch of stuff, like just stuff lying around, and just stuff that you really don't even need. Like at this stage, if you're really hungry at this stage in your life, especially for you guys that are younger, you should be working. There's nothing else to really be doing. Yes, I know, have some fun and enjoy life or what have you, but if you have ambitions, if you want to be a business owner, you want to be a CEO of a successful company, that means you have a business ambitions. That means you want stuff. Sacrifice some fun, sacrifice some time. You should be working most of the time. Most of your life should be work. It should all be work, which means all the rest of this the random stuff that you have just around the house and lying around, weird stuff, gaming consoles that you don't touch, clothes that you don't touch, random stuff around the house that you don't touch. Sell that stuff. Get rid of it. Practice selling. Practice trying to, sell the value of that online. But yeah, get rid of some of that stuff and get some cash in your pocket. And that's be hungry. Be what you're trying to be. But there's nothing else you should be doing. Work. Get rid of some of that stuff. Get some extra cash, and be working. You should be working all the time. If you don't have money, you got time. So if you want more money, then you should be using that time to work. And then as you're working, invest back into your business so you can so that it can grow and your business can make you more and more money. Fall in love with the process, guys. Fall in love with the process. That's the process. All right, if you guys got questions, first off, hit the like button. Let's see if we hit any like goals. Yeah, all right, we got a good bit of likes. We need 5 more likes. That's 15 people in here. We need 5 more likes. So let's get to questions. If you guys have questions, make sure you get them in the chat. We'll go in order. Hopefully I don't miss any. You guys let me know if I miss any. But yeah, we're gonna hop in the chat here and answer some questions. So if you got any questions, what is your business struggling with? Got any questions about anything in particular, softwares or process and procedures, whatever, let me know. Get your questions in the comments. We're about to start going through them. So as soon as I can get my comments up here with my streaming software. All right. Let's see, where we at? Quanima Bias in the chat, as always. Love you. Appreciate you for being here. Assured Comfort Cleaning is made it to another live. Appreciate you for being here. Coach says, let's go. We in here, baby. Jenny on the spot. Jenny's one of our superstars, man. I hope everyone claps it up for Jenny. Jenny's been killing it. Glad to see you in the live. She says, hey, DJ, made it again to your live. I got my first employee hired last week. I have a assistant now, and I have my first independent contractor in place. Life is large in my life. I love it, Jenny. I told y'all, man, Jenny is a rock star. Jenny's gonna do absolutely amazing in this industry because she just goes after it. That's how you guys gotta be. You got to go after it. You got to get into it. All those things you're scared to do. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know how to hire an employee. You won't until you try. Like you know, go mess it up once or twice. It's not gonna be the end of the world. You can make some mistakes. Just don't put yourself out of business. That's it. But go try. Go and hire somebody. Go and get that first subcontractor. Go and try to close that first account. Like you got to be out there trying. Go mess some things up so you can learn how to get it right. But that's literally the biggest thing. The biggest separator is the action people take. A lot of people just aren't taking action. You gotta get after it. But shout out to Jenny. I'm proud of Jenny. I've been listening to Jenny ask questions, before she had accounts, before anything, started going, and she's just been knocking tasks out of the way, every step of the way. So I'm super proud of you. Tyrone Larry says, what's good, DJ? Hope all is well with you. I ain't got no complaints, man. I ain't got no complaints. Bless, highly favored. Action Clip says audio is okay. Good. So we've been working on getting the audio taken care of on this live for my God, 4 months. The audio has been absolutely trash, but because of you guys, we're improving. We're getting better. I appreciate it. Let's see. Wild that Germany isn't. That's gonna blow me away for the rest of the day. We have multiple people in here in the chat from Germany. Let's see. Haram. So Haram from all the way out in Germany says, I started cleaning business as a side hustle. You're a big help with your videos. Thank you so much, man. That's crazy. I can't believe anything that I say helps someone in Germany. That's a wild thing that just even came out of my mouth. I don't even know how to process that. But I'm glad that you were able to pull some value from my story or from my journey and my videos all the way out and on the other side of the world. I'm super happy for you. I hope that you continue to grow and you continue to do good business. I hope everybody makes millions. I hope all of you end up making millions and pulling that home for your families and pulling that home for your your children and leaving something behind for your legacy. I really wish all of that for all of you guys, and even more so, I just wish everybody to be happy. Everyone's trying to get to. You have to understand that you might not make it. That has to be a. And you have to be okay with that. That's the numbers. You have to be okay with whatever the result is going to be. You may not make it to whatever that grand idea of success is, but I think when you're in business, you quickly realize that success needs to be defined a lot differently than some grand number that you're shooting for. Because I did that. I was like, oh yeah, I want to get to X amount of millions of dollars, right? And from remembering where I came from and where I started my business from and the position that I was in, I realized that after a certain amount of money, it really doesn't even matter. I'm ambitious, so I'm going to continue to strive and try to hit my goals, but I might not get it. And I'm at a place right now where I'm like, it would be okay. It would be okay if I never actually hit the X amount of millions the goal that I set for myself. It would be okay. But I'm still at a place where I'm willing to try my hardest to every single day. And that's what I want for everybody. Is to get to a place where you understand you might not get there, but you're willing to try your absolute hardest every single day. That's success. That's how we need to start to define success. Because anything else is going to lead to unhappiness. If you find validation in anything else, like that's because what are you doing this for? It's not the things that money buys. It's that's not what's gonna make you happy. If you're doing this to try to create freedom, then that freedom is what's gonna make you happy. The ability to just do what you want to do when you want to do it. If that's your goal, and once you get to that, you'll realize that you're happy and you're okay if you never actually get to whatever that grand goal was. You're just good being able to take care of yourself and have a life where you're not stressed. That's what most people really want, is just to not be stressed. And but yeah, it's definitely okay to still be ambitious and go for those crazy goals. But you really want to just get to a spot where you're okay striving for it for the rest of your life. See, Stuttgart, Germany. I don't know how to say that. Stuttgart, Germany. Shout out to Action Clips out in. Oh no, he's asked. Okay, I see. He's asking Haran which part of Germany. I see. My bad. All right, Leander Evans says. Oh yeah, we already went over that one. Travis Bailey says, "Hey DJ, I appreciate all you do. Could you interview Farron Jackson? You two guys are very informative, direct, and I would love to see as far as direct, in-depth info for building business brands." I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of Farron Jackson. I'm gonna have to look him up. I would love to though. I'm always open to collab and do do videos and things with everybody. So I would love to. Send me a link. Send me a link of something that made you feel like we would make a good good piece of content together. Send me something of them. I would definitely. I'll probably reach out and we'll make that happen for you if that's something that you guys want to see. Be more than happy to. Jelena Garcia says, "Hi everyone, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you." Rebecca says, "Hello DJ, the Boss family. Don't forget to hit that like button and show some love. Please do hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. If you guys don't know, everything that I have is in the links in the description. So if you hit on more or open the description, you will see the links to my Instagram. Where is it? Instagram and TikTok. You can go follow me over there for more frequent, shorter clips and pictures and things and some personal stuff on my story every now and then. Yeah, go follow me over there. I need some help. I'm under 1,000 subscribers on followers on Instagram. I don't even think we've hit 500 followers on TikTok. So go help your boy out and go and follow me on the social medias and whatnot, and we can beef up those channels. But yeah, everything else I have to offer is on in the links in the description. I recently changed the cold call scripts to a fully automated lead generation system with a video guide. So I'm glad people are loving that, and everyone's saying that it should be even more than what it is. So go grab that before that sale ends. That link is in the description. But if you want to start getting leads without you kind of having to do anything other than improve on your system, then yeah, go get that. It's super beneficial for your business. Start systematizing. I thought somebody says any updates on the app. So yes, tech updates and bug fixes. So we were having this couple of issues with the way certain data was reading, and so we got that ironed out, which is one of the main primary last things that we were trying to make sure was taken care of. I think now we are just planning on what we're going to do we're trying to map out what we're going to do for the people who are already on the wait list, and how we're going to set that pricing up inside the coding of the app. So not necessarily we already know what we're going to do for you guys, but we're trying to figure out how we're going to make the coding work properly with the coding in Stripe. So we use Stripe for billing for the app, and we have to set up that the way they talk back and forth to each other, and how that's going to tie into the discount that we provide for the people who are already on the wait list, and the people who are in my email list and things like that, and everyone who hops on early, because you guys know I love to take care of the people who who jump on things that I put out, because it means the world to me. So definitely going to take care of everyone who's trying to get right into the app, because I know we're taking our time, so I want to do my best to make sure you guys have the most benefit. But the app, we're days away. We're just days away. Planning release. Let's see. 19 years old, man. I was not doing business at 19 years old, so you are well on your way, man. You got time on your side. You can start 3 businesses and they all fail, and you would still be very early in your journey. So yeah, stay in it, man. Long journey. Action Clip says, I see in your videos you use the Hoover backpack vac. You think it's a good vacuum? I'm looking for something cheaper than the Pro Team. Yeah, that's exactly why I ended up finding that Hoover backpack vacuum, because it was one of the ones that was cheaper than the Pro Team. Now, if you see the some of the videos, we have the Pro Teams as well, but that's literally the purpose that those are for. And we have some locations where we're really hard on backpack vacuums, and so I never wanted to put Pro Teams in those locations, and so yeah, that's how I found those, and I absolutely love them. I swear by them. The link to those is also in my description, so if you guys want to support the channel and use some of my affiliate links, my Amazon affiliate links, that's all those links are. You can look, it's just suggested products, I think, in the description. But those are all the things, like the Org vacuums, the backpack vacuum, all the things that I think are cool, the flat mount buckets and charging buckets and things like that. All really cool stuff that I think is extremely affordable for people just starting out and want some equipment that you can rely on, that can be workhorses for you, but not like break the bank like a Pro Team backpack vacuum, but still going to do the job, still going to do a really good job. All those links are in my description. So of all my videos, this live and all the videos that I upload. So yeah, definitely go check that stuff out. We got Moses Ramirez says, what business can I cold call? What's the best type of places to cold call? The best types of, businesses that you're familiar with will be the best. Like if you have any type of knowledge about a business or business type, like say, I talked about this in one of the other recent lives about like picking a niche. Like how do you pick a niche? Something you love is going to be the easiest for you to talk about and the easiest for you to absorb the rejection and the negativity that may come from the failures you have to go through in order to get to success. And so yeah, if you are, let's say gyms, I know I use gyms a lot, but if you are a gym rat, you like working out, you're always in gyms, then gym owners might be really easy for you to talk to, because you already kind of speak the language of the facility. You already know what all these pieces of equipment in these areas of the gym are referred. The language that's used when they talk about this particular thing. If that's something that you love, if you love working out, or you love gym culture and things like that, or if you're really into whatever music and you want to call music stores or instrument stores and things like that, like you're gonna those are gonna be the best things those are gonna be the best places to call, because you're gonna have more conviction in your voice. And I mentioned this in another video as well. My secret to sales, it's conviction. If you sound like you have conviction, like you believe in what you're talking about, and you sound excited to talk about it, that's what's gonna affect your sales more than you called a specific type of business. Like because you called a dentist, they're just more likely to say yes. Like, no, that doesn't exist. Your conviction in your voice and how much you believe in what you're selling is what's going to sell your service. So that's why I say try to marry a niche to something that you actually care about or something that you're familiar with, because it's just going to make it easier for you to have that conviction in your voice. Let's see. Appreciate the question, though. That was a dope one. Thank you. Moses Ramirez says, is it better to walk in and hand out cards? I wouldn't necessarily say better. It's just a different method. It's just a different way to approach it. That's door to door as opposed to cold calling. But door to door also works. And there's ways to be really good at door to door sales. There's also ways to be really, really bad at door-to-door sales. But if you're good, if you have the gift of gab, you just look amazing. If you just, you're a gorgeous person and everyone just can't wait to talk to you, then yeah, you should probably be going door to door. You use your skills, use your talent, use what the advantages that you have, lean into your strengths, and that's what's going to help you the most. Except says, I think DJ would say anyone. Yeah. But yeah, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, if you stick to things that you actually have knowledge about or things that you actually care about or are passionate about, it's going to be easier for you to carry on a conversation with these people. It's also going to make it easier for you because like a lot of people are just going to tell you no or hang up in your face. And if you don't love what you're trying to do or you don't love the subject matter, then it's going to be easy for you to be like, man, screw this. I'm not calling anybody else because I'm sick of this. So the calling any and everybody, that's for like the people with the strong stomach, the people that know sales is a numbers game, have no emotion about it, and they're just grinding out the work. And that works too because sales is a numbers game. But yeah, it's just for easy, if easy is what you're looking for, the best people to call, which I assume you just want a higher close rate, and the quickest way to improve your close rate is to believe in what you're selling a little bit more. So it's like Sergio.P4X says creating SOPs, maybe recording myself doing the work. Absolutely. I say do that all the time. That's the first thing. That's like one of the first ways of implementing systems, especially now in this this tech day and age. Like you should record every process in your business, whether it's from cleaning to like if it's an administrative task, like you should be recording all of that stuff. If it's something on the computer, you should be screen recording how it gets done so you can hire people to do that stuff. But yeah, you should be recording everything because now you can use all those videos as training. But yeah, I definitely recommend doing that. Moses Ramirez says, how long after a walkthrough can I follow up? I did a walkthrough probably right about 50 minutes ago. I just did a walkthrough. I haven't followed up yet, but once this live is over, I'm gonna follow up, and you can follow up the same day. You can follow up the day after, but you don't want to let it sit there too long. I would literally try to get an answer same day, or try to get a okay to move forward within the next 24 to 48 hours, or find out why, or find out the next time that they're available, and you just keep following up according to that schedule. But yeah, as soon as you can, you want to get the yes as early as possible. Always be closing. Close a deal. Don't be afraid to close a deal. You got to ask for the business. At some point, you got to ask for the business. You can't be scared to ask for the business. At some point, you got to say, "Hey, let's do business." When let's get started. Someone's got to pull that trigger. Someone's got to say, "Hey, let's go. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to sign the contract? Here's the contract. Are you ready to sign?" Someone's got to break that barrier. Moses Ramirez says, I'm able to take an extended time off from my 9 to 5. Should I do it now that I have no customers, or wait until I start getting some? That's an interesting question. Is your pay affected, and is time your biggest problem? Like, is not enough time to work on your business your biggest problem? Because if you have a 9 to 5, I mean, there's still your 6 to 10, your 7 to 12. Like, what are you doing with that time? Audit your time, because because it doesn't. It's just having a 9 to 5 doesn't mean you don't have time to work on your business. But are there other extenuating circumstances that are taking up a lot of your time? Then if so, then maybe. Then if your pay is not affected and you can take some time off, then and you want to use that time off to, instead of take a vacation, to try to get your business started and get some things that you don't have time to get to, then sure. But I mean, I would rather I would rather you audit your time now and see if you're actually using the time that you have now efficiently, and are you yeah, is that going well for you before you try to take that time off your job, because you may want that time off your job later on, and you may not, you may experience a time where your business gets really busy, and then you have to make a choice of whether or not you are going to continue working or switch over to your business full time. And at that time, you might want to take that extended time off of your 9 to 5, and that's a much better place to do that. I would, in the time period where you're trying to decide if it's worth it to actually stay at your 9 to 5, then it might time to be able, to take that extended period of time and see if you can outpace your income at your 9 to 5. And then if you don't, then obviously you just go back to work after that extended break. But if you do, then hey, when you go back, you're probably just putting in your 2 weeks and going on full time in your business. Let's see. Trash Talk TV says, "What's good, DJ? Finally made it to a live. Glad to have you here. I feel like you've made it to a live before. Trash Talk TV. That name sounds super familiar, but glad to have you here, man. Glad you made it. Appreciate it." Moses Ramirez says, "When is your app out?" Hopefully we're days away. Hopefully we are just days away. I'm gonna start getting tuned on here to come and take some of the heat for when the app is coming out, because lead developer should be taking this heat, not me, man. I don't know how to code, to be honest with you. I know how to run a business, and that's it. I don't know how to push the buttons to make the stuff happen. I'm be in all transparency, but I can get you the guy who does. But nah, we're just days away. I'm just joking about that. We're just days away. The app should be out. Hopefully, you'll hear me making announcements about it, and I won't be shutting up about it for the rest of my life. So, you guys, the app will be out very, very soon. Action Clip says, "That's what I want, DJ. Freedom from the rat race and less stress." That's easy. That's an easy one. That's an easy spot to get to, because it's harder for, if you want to try to make $30 million, I can't even say that I can get you there over your lifetime. But if you just want to have freedom and have less stress and no financial worries like that, that's a place I can get you to. That's a place that's easy to get to. I can explain it to you right now. You probably just need to budget. Probably just need to make a budget. Find out what that number is. What is the number? What is what is the freedom number for you? What is the freedom number for you? Because we can work the math to an easy place, and I promise you, if you're reasonable, if you're actually realistic and reasonable, that number is not that high. That number of how much money you need every month to bring home in order to live a comfortable life guaranteed, I promise you that number is probably not that high. And being in business for a few years and doing business the right way and getting to a point where you're profitable at that point, and your profit is paying you that much, and you still get to grow your business a little bit beyond that, that's much easier to get to than saying I can grow your business to $10 or $30 million. You're gonna do that if you're happy with your life once all your means are all your needs are met. But you probably just need to budget and figure out what that number. What is that number? What is that freedom number? If you want to do something unrealistic, like you want to bring home a 1% income of $400,000 a year in personal income, then you're gonna have to do something that only 1% of people do. But to just have freedom, that's a different definition. Oh, Moses Ramirez says, "I do sales from a 9 to 5. I'm used to getting told no." Yep, that's it, man. Get those no's. The more no's you get, the more yeses. Walk right into those no's. Be excited to get told no. Be excited to get rejected, because that means you're one no closer to that next yes. It's a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. If 1,000 people tell you no, and then on the 1,001 person they tell you yes, the next yes is coming. You just need to do another 1,000. That's it. It's a now you don't even have to think. You don't even care if the next 995 people tell you no, because you know you're just trying to get to 1,000. That's how you have to think about it. That's sales. 1,000 is crazy. I mean, your close rate should be a lot better than 1,001, but still, but even that's doable. At least it's predictable. Where are we in the chat? Trash Talk TV says, how do you cut through the red tapes of property management companies? It's ridiculously frustrating. I love that question. Statement. I hate property managers. I really don't like dealing with them. I just don't deal with them. To be honest with you, I don't deal with them. Like I don't deal with property managers. They're middlemen. They're middlemen. I like to work directly with clients. I know some clients they just have property managers, but I really would just rather not. I really would just rather not deal with them. I stand firm on my process and procedures because I know that they're a headache, and I would rather not deal with them. I'm okay with not working with them. I think that's the difference between me and some people. Like the number to make me happy was low. In the beginning, I just wanted to not be homeless. So once I was not homeless, I was willing to say no to a lot more things. I didn't like. If a property manager property managers generally can't pay you up front because they're not working with their own money. They generally can't pay you in advance. So that put a lot of them out of the conversation for me to begin with. And then they all have their own rules and regulations and want you to do this, weird, jump through a bunch of weird hoops for a bunch of weird reasons. And I just stood firm. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. It's either we do this my way or I'm walking, and I'm willing to leave the negotiation. The person who has the upper hand in negotiation is a person who's willing to walk away. And so it's about what you say no to. Some people, they're okay with, working through the property management. That's fine. It's money. I'm not saying don't do it. But for me, it's just too much of a headache, and I just don't. I just do not. But yeah, it's nothing but red tape. Nothing but red tape. But that's middlemen. That's what they do. They are red tape. That's what they're supposed to be. If you want to make it your specialty in working well with property managers, that'd be a good. That's probably a good way to approach it. Because they're the gatekeepers to a lot of facilities. But I would much rather work directly with clients. Oh, and getting around property managers is strong marketing and strong branding and sales. So that's the only way, because there's no direct way to just circumvent the chain of command. If they're in charge of the property, then you're going to end up at their desk anyway. But if your marketing is strong, your branding is strong, and you become attractive to them, or you're like, say you're niche down to their particular industry, then they're kind of forced to do business, and they kind of feel forced to do business with you because you seem to be the expert in their field. So they're kind of forced to kind of play ball with however you play ball. Like, no property manager is they're not telling the power company how to do anything. Like, the power, they have to. It's the power company. They want power. They got to do business the way the power company says they got to do business. So if you're the expert in cleaning this particular type of business in your area, then they got to get their cleaning the way cleaning is done and the way it's done for that cleaning business. And so stand firm on, that's usually how I do a property manager, just standing firm on my on my business principles and my business process and procedures. But yeah, that's when you're not working directly with the client, you're kind of at the mercy of whoever that middleman is. Let's see. More questions. It's full, but I got some time. We still good. Where the heck am I in these comments? I don't have my glasses on. I can't see anything, so you guys gotta bear with me. Bear with me, man. Leander Evans says, just started my commercial cleaning business, how long did it take you to get confident knowing what you're talking about? Worried about missing opportunities because of lack of experience. That's yeah, that like you get, you get the experience. Like there's no, you can't go around having experience. There's no, like, there's no way around that. Like, there's no way around having experience. I don't really like it's to go out there and make your mistakes. Like, everybody has to go through it. Everybody has to go through it. There's no avoiding it. There's no tips. There's no secrets. There's no, like, I can give you as much aid and advice. Like, you can read about as many push-ups as you want. You can read about how to do the perfect push-ups. You can know everything about perfect push-up form and how to bend your elbows and how to squeeze your chest. And you can know exactly how to do the perfect push-up. I guarantee you, you will not gain a muscle if you don't ever do one. Like, the theory is great. Like theory is wonderful, but it can only do so much. That's it. Like, you got to go get the experience. Like, you got to go get the experience. You got to go try things, mess them up. That's the only way you're going to be able to talk with conviction. You have to be able to believe what you're saying, and the only way you're going to believe what you're saying is you go out there and you do it. You try, you get the results, you see, then you can speak to the results that you saw. That's experience. There's literally no way around that. I wish there was. But I mean, there's hacking experience, which is coaching. You know, spending time around or talking to people who have done what you're doing, or done what you're trying to do. But that's still just theory. Even after that, you're gonna have to go and apply what these people tell you. You know, that's the closest thing you can get to buying experience, is to pick the brain of someone who's done exactly what you're trying to do. But if you're worried about missing opportunities for lack of experience, then you gotta go get the experience. You gotta go miss some opportunities for lack of experience, and then figure out how to have that not happen again. You got to figure out what you like. You may get into a meeting and do something weird with your left hand that just throws people off, and maybe they just don't want to do business with you because you keep doing some weird chicken wing thing. Like, you won't know that, and I won't know that until you go into those high pressure situations and you start doing it, and you can see that and make those adjustments, or that whatever. It could be anything, but you gotta go out there and get some experience. You got to go out there and try things. You got to do the research, obviously. So learn how to clean, or whatever it is that you're cleaning. Learn those processes, or see how other people are doing it. But then you got to go try something to see what's gonna work for you. No one's gonna be able to tell you what's gonna work for you. It's better to kind of go get in there and miss those opportunities and get the opportunities that are for you, than for you to kind of just sit around wondering how to get around not having or fearing looking dumb when you mess it up. I think that's kind of what it sounds like it is. You kind of just fear, like, you don't want to look like you don't know what you're talking about. You don't want to look like, you're inexperienced, but you are. That's the reality. That's why I love business. There's no hiding. That's one of the reasons why I love business, because there's no, like, it really forces you to admit who you are. Like, it forces you to admit what you're good at. It forces you to, if you don't have a skill in business, you can't fake it. There's no, like, if you're not good at sales, guess what? You're not gonna get any sales. That's it. If you don't have any people skills, you're not gonna get any sales. Your business isn't gonna grow. You aren't gonna have any employees. Like, you have to address these things. If you have trouble with having empathy for people, if you have trouble with seeing things from someone else's point of view, you're never going to be a good marketer. Like being in business forces you to address all those things, and I absolutely love it. I love it because it had to break me down. Like, it's not easy. It had to break me all the way down. I thought so much of myself. I was so like the opposite of humble. I was so boastful and prideful. Being in business, like, and now that I have some success in business, and I have a crazy track record to show from my the things that I've done. I don't like call it success. I have a track record to show that the things that I've done, and there's plenty of success in that, and things that I deem success. And still, I'm more humble now than the day I started. So much more humble now than the day I started, because it really forces you to take a deep look at yourself. Because everything in your business is your fault. Everything. You're the CEO. You're the owner. You make all the decisions. You literally make all the decisions. So whatever's going on inside the company is on you. So, if there's something in your personality that's not gonna fly in business, your business is gonna halt right there until you fix it. That's it. If you're a selfish person, you're gonna grow. You'll probably grow. If you're a selfish person, you can definitely grow to a point, but at some point, it's probably gonna affect your business to where people are gonna notice, like, man, you're only in this for yourself. Like, you're not gonna create things to put people in better situations or for them to have any benefit out of anything, because you're just selfish. And then once you make that change and you learn to start thinking about other people, then other people start liking to work for you and start wanting to go the extra mile for you. Then your business grows, and people find like I don't understand how people don't get that. But everything about you, like, your business is going to be a reflection of you. If you're lazy, things aren't going to get done. If you're slow to respond to things, everyone in your company is going to be slow to respond to things. It's like you set the culture, you set the pace, you set everything. So fix yourself usually, and your business will grow. Something going on in your business is usually something that's owner error, operator error. But I love business for that. It's the biggest mirror to yourself. Let's see. Where was I? Frank Delgado says, how large in population is the area you do typically? How far do you typically drive out to quote a customer? It depends on the geography of the area. Like, in flatter areas, I guess I'm willing to go a little bit further. Out here in Seattle or the Pacific Northwest, it's a little bit more segmented. Like, there's areas that I'll do, and then I'll skip an area and do like a larger area or a more concentrated area of a certain business type. And yeah, so it really depends on the geography of what I'm doing. But it's like, say, for like from where I am right now in my office in this particular market, I would go about 34.5 miles away. I would circle around about 34.5 miles from where I sit right now in the office. And that's generally the amount that I use for every pinpoint that I would mark on a map to where we want to do business. So hope that, I don't know if that answers your question, but that's kind of how I look at it. Let's see. Frank Delgado says, do you ever try to gather information over email or phone to avoid driving in person due to it being like 2 hours total trip, at least to give an estimate they agree to before visiting in person? Yeah, sometimes for business types that I've done a million times and I know the production rate of, and if they do a certain type of activity in their business, or they use it for a certain type of thing. I've been in business now for 8 years. It's almost been 10 years now. So there's things that I've seen a bunch of times over and over and over again. And no matter what they're doing, like, I know they're doing the exact same thing that this other company is doing. Like, I know that the process, I know what the mess looks like. I know where they typically where things typically fall. I know exactly how it works in that business. Then it's easy for me. I need to know the square footage, like how big is it, and I know it's going to be exactly the same production rate as the other similar facility type. So for those, I can usually give like a pre-estimate, like, and say, hey, it's probably going to be around this much or what have you. And yeah, so sometimes I do that, but that that comes for after having that data. That data has to come from somewhere. You're not going to be able to just arbitrarily pull out a price from nowhere, and especially for an industry or a business type that you're not familiar with, because or that you haven't done a lot of, because every all these businesses could be different, and there could be little nuances that can make things much more expensive or much cheaper. Like, say someone doesn't want you to actually do as much as you do in the other space. They just want you to do just the bathrooms or just the floors, or maybe only twice a week instead of 7 days a week. So those little nuances could be a little bit different. But or also they partner with another business that makes it a huge mess, or makes it extremely dusty, or makes it something extremely hard to clean. So it's always better to go and get your eyes on a facility. But if you can't, then you may either want to start working with contractors out who are in that area, or if you have historical data, then you can go ahead and give them a pre-estimate. But before you give them a final estimate, you definitely got to get eyes on the facility. Trash Talk TV says, hell yeah, you're speaking my language. Most people just want to escape the rat race. Yeah, all the luxury stuff like that, it looks great, and trust me, we all like, it'd be nice. It really would be nice, and I'm sure everyone really wants it. But if you're unhappy, it's gonna be really hard to do the things required to even get to that point. So, it's I hate even saying that stupid cliche thing that that everybody says, that the money doesn't buy happiness, but the money itself isn't the thing that you're chasing, even if you feel like it is. That's not really what you're even chasing. You really just want to be free, and to feel that weight off your shoulders, or the stress that surrounds money. But once you don't have that, you don't care how much it is. You really don't care how much it is. You just live at that point. Once you're at once you cross that threshold, or whatever that number is for you, of just being able to exist and be free, and you don't have stress, and you're not worried about where money's coming from or how money's flowing in your life, and you become happy, you naturally give. Like, you naturally just start giving. Like, you like, that's another thing. It's like, you may not get to that super big goal, because once you actually cross your threshold for like happiness to income, you start giving. Like, you start being generous, and like that's how actual happy people operate. Actual people who are successful help other people. Actually, people who are actually happy, they help other people. They give. They're generous. That's it's the natural thing. You naturally want other people to be happy when you're happy. That's the progression of it. You can look around the world for it. There's evidence of it throughout, everywhere you look. But naturally, happy people naturally want to help other people become happy, and they want to give and give back. Let's see. Nahum says, hey DJ, I started my cleaning business 3 months ago, but still can't seem to get customers. What can I do? I'm 23. I don't have a website, just cold email, cold call, and house to house. Why don't you have a website? Websites are relatively easy to make. You can make them on your phone, but you can have a website. All the free stuff. Don't say you don't know how to get clients if you haven't even tried all the free stuff. And also, you should spend some time improving at these skills. If you're doing cold email, you should be trying to figure out why your cold email isn't working. If you're doing cold calling, you should be trying to figure out what scripts you need. Maybe you need a better script. I don't know where you're prospecting or getting your prospecting list from, but maybe you need to look at that data. Maybe your approach is off. Maybe that you're saying something on the phone that's kind of turning people off or turning people away. Maybe there's some way that you can niche down, but it sounds like if it's just you and it seems like you're dividing your efforts too much. So I would focus in on one or two of these things, and then but all the rest of the free stuff you should have on lock. If these things don't seem to be working, one, it could just be because you're jumping from thing to thing. So but yeah, I would, the things that have to happen during the day, like cold calling, I would allot your time to cold call during the day. Then at night you'd be setting up your email campaigns and your website and your social media and stuff like that. And that way, once you're back into the next day, you can get back to cold calling when everyone's actually at work. But yeah, it's a numbers game. I also, you probably aren't doing enough volume of any of those things because you're doing so many of them. But give those things each their time and try to improve them and get better at them individually. So put up some numbers, get some data. So he says, "What's up, boss? Are most of your clients black?" Actually, I have no black clients. I'm not to be honest with you. I have one black client. Actually, I have one black client. And yeah, that's one black client, which is it's weird. I never even thought about it, but yeah, I only have one black client. Curious as to why that question, like what was the motivation behind that question? Not that I'm like angry, just curious as to what would make you ask that. Loria Pentongill, what's some names on YouTube? Loria says, "I just want to say hi and thank you for being authentically you. I've been watching you for years and I feel like you are the realest. Your story, energy, and persistence is truly inspiring." Thank you so much. That's amazing. That makes me feel incredible. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I try. It's become kind of easy now. I don't know any other way to be. I don't know any other way to do. Like I said, I like to give back. I like to, this is my way that I get to help people, and I also get to kind of exercise some of the business principles that I love so much. I love business. I've grown to love business. I've grown to love marketing, and this is the kind of way I can be an example for you guys. I get to also practice more business because I can't help it. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So so this channel is the manifestation of that. So I'm glad that it provides value, and I'm glad you guys get to learn from me. I get to learn from you guys. We get to hopefully build a decent business, especially once this app is released and we can build something really incredible. Then we're gonna switch the focus to a video podcast. So the Tuesday lives may or may not go away, but we will be switching the focus to the video podcast once the app release. So that's some news for you guys. But yeah, it's been dope, and you guys have been absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful that you guys are here and giving me your attention and your time. I don't take that lightly, and so I try to help and I try to make it as valuable as I can. And and that takes, you have to be genuine in order to do that. So, but it feels good to be seen and acknowledged for that. And so thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. Moses Ramirez says, "What kind of car do you recommend for the business?" Whatever your stuff, whatever your equipment can fit in. It really does not matter. It really does not matter. Get a van. If you want a vehicle, get a van. E250, Econoline Ford E250. I like those. But generally, you really don't need a vehicle. Like, you need a vehicle to get to and from locations, but there's no specific type of vehicle that you're gonna need to do this business. Like, I love how people who have very few customers are like trying to think about things that multi-million-dollar businesses don't even have. They're like fleets of vehicles and cars and things like that. Like, not that there's anything wrong if you think that that's gonna grow your business, then yeah, by all means. But that money has to come from somewhere, and you don't want that money to just come directly from you. That money needs to come from the business. If your business can afford you, buying a fleet of cars or making payments on a fleet of cars and not put you in any type of risk of going out of business, then yeah, great. Go ahead, get you a fleet of cars. But do you actually need it? Like, or can your employees not just get to a location? Yeah, I would rather keep that money in the business. But if having a fleet of vehicles makes your business faster and more productive, then yes, that's when you should get a fleet of vehicles. That's the only time. That's the only time you should. That's the only time you should ever spend money on your business if it's going to improve your business, make it more presentable or make it more efficient. So it says salute for sharing game, man. Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. You guys are very welcome. Glad I get to do it for the realest community on the internet, the realest cleaning business community on the internet. So super lucky, super blessed that I get to do this. Frank Delgado says, thanks for answering my question. I live in a smaller population and some clients want a visitation but are a 2-hour drive trip. Tired of the price shoppers wasting my time, so now do pre-estimates. Yeah. So another way to approach that is to partner with people. So if you're out of your location, like if you're forced to stretch, then you're gonna have to partner up with some people. Get some contractors, get a list of contractors or cleaners or people who are thinking about getting into cleaning, and have that list of people that you can call on in those areas to say, hey, I get calls for work in this area. If you ever, if you're interested in maybe doing some of this work or taking on some of these clients, and you can figure out some type of profit sharing or payment system so that you can partner with these people for either bringing them leads, provide leads for those areas, or working out some type of deal for the revenue that you bring for working with the client. But yeah, maybe you may have to change the model of your business a little bit, but it seems like you're kind of already doing that with the pre-estimates. And hopefully it's worth it if you're driving, if you're willing to drive 2 hours to make the sale. Hopefully it's for accounts that are actually worth it. Because if it was something that it wouldn't even be worth it financially for me to go to on a day-to-day basis. If I'm doing the account, then I'm not even going to the walkthrough at all. So. Frank Doral says, if they agree to my pre-estimate, then I visit in person to finalize my quote, since I think they are more serious and no plus what I charge now. Understood. That's okay, but I mean, you're also not I guess you're also not at a level where you understand like a customer acquisition cost. Because if a job is big enough, I'll fly to New York. To quote it, if someone calls me for my ideal client type calls me, I don't care where they are. I know it's profitable enough and I'm going to make enough money in the long run if I close that deal to make it worth whatever I spend trying to get there to close the account, or whatever time I spend, it ends up being worth it. Like, lifetime value of these clients are astronomically high. If you're doing a good job, if you know that you can actually provide a good service, people don't change cleaners. Like, it's one of the last things that get changed in a business. Like, people stay janitors for the same place in the same location in the same building for decades. Until retirement. It's one of the few things people still retire from doing. So the lifetime value of these customers is astronomically high. It can be worth you spending upwards of thousands of dollars to acquire one customer. It's absolutely worth it. So if the account's big enough and it's worth it, I'll fly to Timbuktu to look at it. I don't really care, because I understand that if I get that account, I can make that money back, and it's gonna make me money for a longer time than what I'm gonna lose trying to court them. So do the math, man. Look at everything. Let's see, what time is this? We're far. We're like a half an hour out. There's a good few people on, so we'll keep it going for a hot little second. Answer a couple more questions, then we'll get up out of here. Javier, good to have you here, man. He hasn't been on live in a while. Javier is in the video. Yo, have you guys watched the part one of the CBN conference recap? What did you guys think? What did you guys think of the recap? Is anybody watching gonna watch part two? Is anybody like, wasn't for me, wasn't my type of style of video? What did you guys think of the part one of the CBN conference recap? I want to know. It's something it was a different style of video than I normally put out. There was a little bit of me up on stage, being awkward because it was my first time, giving a keynote. What did you guys think? There was also some other people there. Mila, the host keeper, was in it. Javier, who's in the chat, is towards the end of the video. He's in the video. Javier, if you haven't watched the video, you are in it. So yes, go watch that. But yeah, what did you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's the most recent video I put out. Part one recap of the CBN conference from my perspective. Me traveling from Seattle to Vegas and then hanging out with all the people. I thought it was a dope video. So I'm curious as to what everyone else thought. Trevino Reese says CBN 2024. Yes, CBN 2024. It was a movie. Go check it out, man. Go check it out. I could only capture a little, like it's hard to be a part of the event and also film it. I was filming by myself. I didn't have any of my team with me. I just went dolo, and so I was still able to capture some stuff. But yeah, go check it out, man. I think it was dope. The conference for sure was dope, but I think the video is dope. Leander Jones says, will watch part two, saw Javier, we'll try to make it to the next conference. Yeah, absolutely, man. Please do. If I say to do to come somewhere, if I say to physically come somewhere, y'all gotta try to make that. Cause I love doing that. That was absolutely amazing. I'm trying to figure out a way to recreate that as many times a year as possible. So I know the next CBN conference is going to be a little bit further out than normal. It's going to be a little bit more than a year away because I think he wants to do it within the next summer. So, there's going to be some space there's going to be some space to maybe do some type of something or get together or some type of mini conference or something where I can get face to face with you guys again, because that was absolutely amazing. Master Clean Janitorial is my business name. What do you think? Sounds good to me. Sounds like a cleaning business. Names don't really mean anything, man. Business execution is what will get you everything. Nike means nothing. Adidas means nothing unless somebody does something with those names. Let's see. Ashley says, how long of an extended time are you thinking? He's okay, asking. I think I'm doing that myself. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. If things were working and I just needed more time, I would definitely leave a job if I could take especially a paid time off. Yeah, I would definitely do that if I really wanted to go and wake up and grind from the moment my eyes open to the moment they fell asleep every day of that extended time off. I would definitely do it, especially if I'm already seeing some growth. Lori says, I love the video. She said it looked like fun. It was and that was just the conference. The behind the scenes, the hallway talks, the hallway conversations, the late night hangouts at the casino and at the bar, the parties and the meetups at the cigar lounge. It was a crazy event. It was absolutely dope. And it was game being dropped from all these different arenas of the industry and things that I had never even thought about in terms of cleaning. I'm so drilled into my lane of it that I forget everybody else has their own lane. There were people from strictly government contracts, which I completely forgot about. I did government contracts for a while. It wasn't really my thing, but people like there's some people who have made that their lane, and they've make like Eric Coffey's, but like now, who I consider actually a friend of mine now, like is probably one of the best in the industry. But it's that type of stuff. That's why you want to come to those things. It's because like there's no replacement for that. Like there's no replacement for that. Like to be able to come and like be face to face and kick it and hang out and in a business and non-business setting with people who are shaking and moving and trying to do things in your industry. There's no replacement for that. It was crazy, absolutely amazing. Definitely, yeah, trying everything I can to figure out a way to recreate that for as many times a year as I possibly can. See, Javier Medina says, Leander, you have told good time and good knowledge gained. Oh, so you have to, yeah, good time and good knowledge gained. Yeah, Javier was there, man. We got the drink. Javier got me a Jack and Coke. I don't even remember where we were when you bought me that drink. I really don't. But yeah, I owe you a Jack and Coke now that I'm not drunk and I can remember what the heck was happening. But yeah, you did buy me a drink. Where were I think that was at the Cigar Lounge. That might have been at the Cigar Lounge, if I remember correctly. Javier bought me a drink at the Cigar Lounge. But by that time, I was definitely already in a mode. I was in a mood. I had already been drinking for a while. I began drinking after the conference was I think it was 3-4 days or whatever, 3 days. My part was on day 1, and I started drinking on day 2. So after my speech, I was already in party mode. So, but yeah, you guys got to get out there, man. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Andrew Thompson says, "Do you think you'll ever add residential?" Residential, I just know myself. It's not that I think residential is bad. I guess I might in a way. I might contract out residential. A lot of people are trying to get me to contract out work for them just because they struggle with marketing and sales, and I don't, and that's something that I can do for people who just don't have that skill or haven't tried or don't would rather farm that aspect of the business out. Then I'm trying to stand up another entity to send work to those people, and some of that might be residential. So I personally won't ever have a company where it's W-2 employees clean houses. That will probably never be something that I do. I much rather prefer the large commercial. It makes more business sense to me. I feel like it takes just as much energy to get someone to say yes to clean a house as it does to get someone to say yes to clean a building. It takes just as much energy. The negotiation is the same, So, and the building is usually worth a lot more, and recurring, always recurring. Let's see. What do you think about sending mailers? Mailers are cool if you're great at graphic design. You know how to make an attention grabbing direct mail campaign. I think they work. All marketing work. Everything will work and nothing won't. Everything works. Just depends on how good you are at it. So you're all these different marketing tactics is and everyone's like, oh, does this work? Or what do you think of these? What do you think of these? I think all of the marketing tactics, all the sales tactics work. It just depends on if you are good at it. If you are good at sales, then cold calling is going to work for you. Going door to door is going to work for you. If you're good at marketing or you're good at graphic design, then social media is probably going to work for you. And making flyers is going to work for you. That type is going to work for you. It depends on what your skills are. If you hate talking to people, then you're probably not going to be good over the phone. If you hate rejection, then you're probably not going to be a good cold caller. You're probably going to have to take a different approach. But lean into your strengths. Yeah, somebody said I like to use the analogy I got from somebody else on the internet, but they say what is the ROI on a basketball? What is the return on investment on a basketball? Like how much, if you buy a basketball, how much money do you stand to make? For most people, the ROI is negative. Most people at some point end up hurting themselves and having to go to the hospital, which costs them some money. But you put that, if LeBron James buys a basketball, that investment's worth $1 billion for him because he's good at basketball. That's how you look at all these different marketing tactics and strategies. Like when you say, oh, should I do cold calling? Should I do cold email? Should I go door to door? Should I do Facebook ads? Or should I do Instagram posts? Or should I make YouTube videos? Yeah, you should. You can do all of them. Any of those things will work. But are you good at those things? Are you good at making videos? Are you willing to get good? Are you willing to put in the work to get good? That's how you should be looking at it. All right, so let's see. Any more questions? Damn, we're gonna start wrapping it up out of here, man. Nice, they still pay you. That's awesome. Dope. Man, I love y'all. I appreciate everybody in here, man. Appreciate y'all being the realest cleaning business community on the internet. It's crazy. This is a good live, man. I didn't think we would have a big turnout today, but you guys showed up, man. That's why you guys are the realest cleaning business community on the internet. Go and get. Hold on. I'm gonna put these things up here on the screen. So let's transition out of here. That's good. So make sure y'all go to this way. Is it this way? Make sure you guys go to mycleaningboss.app and get on the waiting list for the app if you're not already on it. But checklists, accountability features, geofencing, client management. This is the app for you. This is like one of the first pieces of technology that can make running your cleaning business from anywhere possible. So go and get on the wait list. The app is coming soon. I always take care of my people, and this app is for us, by us. It's the FUBU of the cleaning industry. So, go ahead and be a part of it, man. It's going to be huge because it's going to be something I'm going to pour my heart and soul into until I'm out of the industry. So this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm focusing my energy. This is where I feel like I can provide the industry the most value. And we have a brand. We have a community here, and so I feel like we should use it for good and something that it can actually become really big in the industry. And this is that for us, and this is that for me. So definitely go and get on the wait list for the app. Let's get rid of that. What the heck? There you go. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, this. Go get. If you don't know how to start drumming up sales in your business, you don't know how to start like getting walkthroughs or going on those appointments for people looking for cleaning, get this, wherever it is. Go and download this. The link is in the description. And yeah, just go ahead and buy it. It's on sale right now. It will go up after it went up after the first 100 users. 100 people bought the first one. They got a really, really good deal. The price is a little bit higher now, but it's going up after the next 100 users yet again. So make sure you go and get your copy. This is probably the most valuable thing I've done so far. Like this right here is what can start drumming up business for your company. You need sales. You need those leads. It's up to you to go and close the leads, obviously. But without anyone to sell to, you're dead in the water. So this is how you start drumming up sales. This is how you get leads in your business. And this is how you start making money. So go and get the fully automated sales system, lead generation system. And start making money in your business. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's get the chat back up. What else we got? That's it, man. I'm not selling a bunch of stuff anymore, man. Book a consultation if you guys if you guys are having trouble in your business. You want to talk one-on-one about your business specifically. I would love to learn, exactly where you are and what your market is like, and what we can do to kind of get your business to the next level. I love creating all the relationships that I have with all the people who've booked consultations before. it becomes, we become like a little clique. At some point, I'm gonna try to have most of them get together and we can try to do some type of powwow. But yeah, book a consultation. Can't wait to learn about your business and help you, and see if we can make a plan to get you to the next level. That link is also in the description, so you can book time on my calendar. I love y'all, man. Holler at me if you need me. Come and see me on the social medias, wherever they are, at Clean Boss Family on IG and TikTok. Love y'all. Keep that boss mentality. Peace.
Love, this for all my boss babes. Go do your boss day. Loving how you boss babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believe in what you doing and pursuing love. This for all my boss babes. Go do your boss.